What she's talking about. Things and stuff. Oh, really? It's still UA. Give your feedback. Nice. Welcome to episode 22 of the Corruption of Silone, guys. Yeah, we've had lots of fun last session, despite the gung-ho attitude. Oh, let's just run in there. Does anyone want to have a a bash at the update? Or I'm going to pick someone. Because I like getting people's different opinions rather than... I mean, it's not meant to be a complete recall of events. It's more like what your character feels he can recall. So I'm going to get Eran to give me a recall from last session.
Oh boy. So, I remember us adventuring. The earliest thing I remember is we set up camp, and we took turns to watch stuff. Some people saw some stuff, and I decided to go check out what was happening. And I set a trap down, and the next thing I know, there's a bag over my head, and I'm being dragged away. And after that, I hear some talking and some low grunting. I don't remember the language, or I don't know the language. And then everybody saved me, and there were spiders attacking us, and that's about it. It took a little bit for them to get to me, but got dragged through the forest.
You did. You also encountered at the end, feeling perhaps a little bit, what's the word, like you're playing second fiddle when they decided to free another humanoid from an egg. It's like, oh, you saved me, but
Yes,
wait a second, why do you want to save more people? I'm right here, guys.
We did find the half elf or elf, I believe.
Yeah, you found Alice, who's a little bit out of sorts with her memory. You don't know how long she's been where she is or how she got there. Teadric did do a detect magic and did discover like a fate abjuration aura from her necklace, but other than that, she was just a half elf who you agreed to keep close to you as you walked back to town. So basically, episode 21 was hijinks in the forest and saving Eran's ass.
Yeah.
And we ended the session once again on the outskirts of Frasd, just before nightfall, with Alice in tow, and your friend rescued. So, Suitable 6, what would you like to do?
Well, I think we should get a place for Alice to stay before we head out. Maybe rest here for the night so we're ready to go in the morning. Wouldn't you agree?
We are kind of set back on our initial planning by this, so we do need to kind of not linger, especially when we are kind of giving them more time to get ready.
Sure.
Or at least find out about Evan.
Yeah. The nice thing is we have, we may be behind, but we can directly speak to the mayor without having to expend a spell slot or resources. So we can just do that our way in or out. So, and get, the information that we want to.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So, but I agree. First order of business is let's find Alice somewhere to be, and then we can figure out the rest of our plans.
All right. So you head further into town, and find yourselves in the center of Frasd. Just gonna remove all your tokens. Sorry. Place your tokens as you would like to be positioned.
Are there rooms in this? Is this an inn and tavern, or just like?
There's rooms in there. You've just always slept in Nazi's house.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't recall because I knew we never did. So we can help arrange at least a night here.
Sure.
Maybe.
Well, you can try.
We could
Most
just
work.
have her sleep in Nazi's house too.
No.
You know, it's getting a little crowded in there.
The
In
answer
fact,
to
I
that
was
is a
actually
hard no.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was actually going to offer to sleep in the Alchemist shop since it's empty and there's limited space
Refurbish that.
over there.
Is that thing still in there? Did we ever get rid of it?
No, we did not clean it out. We just
No.
kind of
Nature will have its cycle.
We could
might
just
wanna
lock
clean it.
that back room.
Yeah,
Wait,
I mean, it's-
quick, isn't your whole new deal cleaning?
What?
No.
Like, isn't that your
You can
thing
make-
now? With
Can
your
you
shirt?
just be like a maid? You can make your own maid service.
I don't know
You know,
much about the arcane.
Last
Anyways,
time I used the thing, I got punted with a giant sword into the ground.
I
I,
know.
don't.
as
don't really
as
like-
you say that, I point as the circle is still engraved in the ground, as I see from your little
There's
fight
some
pit.
blood.
Yeah, you see some footprints around the edges of the circle. Like, people have been moving around the center of town, but they have sort of kept a wide berth for this consecrated circle, especially since Hadif and Grit standing right there next to his wagon most of the day. So since they saw through their windows and shutters the spectacle of a Goliath pummeling a tabaxi, they figured best not, insult the Goliath further by desecrating what he calls a honor circle. Therefore, it is still there.
All fragile tabaxi.
Who chose to fight a Goliath wielding a great sword with a stick.
She didn't really have much of a choice.
She can choose.
Choice is a very.
Nevertheless, the circle still remains because no one has felt the need to remove it.
Is Grit still around, along with Hadif? Or are they gone?
You see Hadif's carts still parked outside the King and Vine, so it's safe to assume that they're still around.
Well, you guys know I kind of just I sleep on the roof. So
Sure. You do you.
sure they can do similar. I'm just gonna do. Just gonna. Just
So,
gonna-
so I will motion with Alice towards the tavern, and kind of go inside. What the what? And go inside.
Sure.
Just ask her to follow.
Right, you need Alice. 1 second.
I suppose I should be following Teadric.
I mean, Hadif and Grit are there.
I don't want to talk to Hadif. I
I'm
don't
gonna
trust Hadif.
I'm gonna low-key hide behind Nazi.
I don't want to talk to him either.
I assume you're taller than me. I hope you
I mean, I'm
I think
5'10".
Dukes is all out.
Okay, you're 2 inches taller than me. It works.
okay, dope.
I
Alright,
like Hadif. I don't know what y'all's
I
problem
don't
is.
know.
I
Oh,
don't,
at least
I don't like his company. I definitely don't like his company.
What? Never mind.
Fucking Goliath, dude. I watched him hit one of my best friends. Like, what the hell?
That's all good.
Just gonna...
So,
Okay, good job.
Alice takes a
So
look
the-
as you step into the King and Vine. She looks around. She's a little bit bewildered, and she takes a look over at. It's quite an empty tavern tonight. Seems like there have been some people that have moved on, namely Yanros's friend from, or let's say acquaintance.
Yeah,
From
I'm not
Grave?
going with
Probably more of an acquaintance.
that, bitch. I'm not gonna say that out loud, but I mean,
The
she like
thought
slapped you at a bar. She hit him at a bar. Like, what am I supposed to say?
I mean, I deserved it. Slightly.
You
It's
gave a
subtextual.
sarcastic whatever. Anyways, you gave her a word of warning, dude, and she slapped you. All right.
Yeah, man. She don't take no shit.
Exactly.
Okay, you know
so
what?
I relatively deserved it.
Vera Night Song is like a well-known like bounty hunter or monster hunter in Grave, according to Teadric. So
I ain't never heard of her.
yeah, but you don't hear of many things.
I know.
You're not from
Yes,
Grave.
fair. That's valid. That's valid.
I haven't heard of them either.
So
I speak for the trees.
Alice will just take a seat and just like look around, a little wide-eyed, a little scared. Emyra is playing her her lute in the corner there, just softly, as Hadif and Grit are talking to each other. Grit gives Quickjaw a quick glance as she walks in. He doesn't look like he's angry or whatever. It's just more like, oh, I know that bitch. But it's like he's
gonna
more.
ignore him.
he ignores you too. He's like, for as far as he's concerned, the honor has been repaid. So he's not like looking to grab his sword, which is standing in the corner there, which towers above him, even though he's a Goliath sitting down. Yeah, they look. They go back to the conversation. They have like a little map on the table. Yeah.
I'll approach the counter and just say,
Sana greets you again. It's like,
Hi.
oh, back again.
briefly. We were not far into the forest, and we found this young woman back here in quite dire straits. And
Goodness gracious.
yeah, it's rough out there,
She
especially.
drops her rag on the counter and just like steps out and walks over to Alice, who's sitting down. He's like, "Are you okay, dear? Tell me now, what's gone wrong?" And Alice looks at Sana a little bit wary, and then she looks over at you, Ianros, because you rescued her, basically. As if to say, like she gives you like this stare, like she doesn't know how to respond.
It's okay. We're all friends here.
Oh no.
It's like, okay. So, I'm sorry, madam. I don't know much. I haven't quite regained my memory yet. Everything's still a blur. Sana puts her hand on her shoulder and says, "Oh, that's okay. You're in safe hands now." She calls out to the back, "Evie, bring some soup. We have a wee one here. This has been left to the forest." You hear some clattering back in the kitchen as Evie comes through the doors and deposits some soup and gives Wimple a look as she passes him by and says, "Now, honey, we're not gonna get very far if you don't go selling my drink. You can't do that here. I don't know if that was a little difficult to understand."
We're just taking a small little detour, and then we're going. We found some lady. We had to bring her back. She's in shock. Don't worry.
I hope you
All
didn't
of
give
these are
her.
gonna be gone.
Is she in shock because you gave her too much of Evie's dream?
No, she was in a pudding pod.
I kind of,
We
with that
pulled
comment,
her
I kind
out.
of glare at Wimple for
You know
a
what's
second.
funny?
Like, well,
You know what's funny? She probably knows nothing about face spiders, so like that honestly could just be a term and she wouldn't know it.
She has no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, well, best
Roll
be
it,
off with
roll
you
it.
soon because you're not going to get any new patrons around here. They already know where to buy EV Stream, and that's here. You're meant to be out there being my advertiser.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I tell her, never fear. We've got our eye on him too. And let's be like, and I'll kind of like whisper and be like, we're gonna help with the pamphlet.
Evie gives you a cute wink. Teadric, as you say that, says, I'm sure you can come up with something. And she goes back into the kitchen. So Sana, just like looking her over her. She's like checking for some wounds, it looks like, but Alice is just a little bit out of it. She's like still in shock.
I'll try and get kind of get her attention to just like motion her back over to the bar, like so we can talk away from Alice.
Mm-hmm. She seems satisfied with a quick look over. It's like she's not bleeding or like any major trauma. So she heads back over to the bar and starts pouring you all some ale. She knows you all.
Yeah.
I'll say, so we'd like to ensure that she's put up and taken care of for a night, maybe two. She can kind of regain herself.
Are you saying this like quietly?
Quietly enough, yeah, just kind of across the bar.
Okay. Sana looks over your shoulder at Alice, who's staring at you all. It's like, are you sure you want to leave her here?
She certainly can't go where we're going.
And where are you going?
We're heading south, but it's dangerous into the woods. And we can barely take care of ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
Just
talking
glance
about.
over to Aaron.
As long as we, stay within the circle of our plan.
There's a circle?
The hut.
Ah.
Right.
I'll look at Aaron again.
Sure.
Oh.
Okay, I learned my lesson.
Aaron, you know what? At the end of the day, if it wasn't you, it was probably going to be Wimple.
What?
Shit.
Yeah, I could see that.
Listen, I know how to stay in a circle.
That's right. You
I've
find
done
one
it-
corner
I've done
and
it
you hang out
before.
there.
Shut up, Teadric.
Anyways,
Oh,
but yeah, I'm just like, do you have a better suggestion where we could leave her?
Well, this is... Unfortunately, it's not a charity. People
Oh,
come
no,
and go.
I by no means mean for free.
you have all.
I should have been clear. I'm inquiring as to what the cost would be for 2 nights.
2 nights? Well, for room and board for 2 nights would be 4 gold. But we are not going to look after her. It's like we have our own duties to take care of, and this this tavern it's on the precipice of failing. And Evie, God bless her, she's doing her best to try and get some money in.
Yep, we know.
And Master Hadif in the back there already seems to be talking about leaving.
Sure.
That's almost 4 gold. That's for 2 nights as well, and we're gonna be gone for a lot longer than 2 nights.
Well, it's room and board and food and a little extra because you're basically asking her to take care of her.
Yeah, I know, but that's 2 nights, and we're gonna be gone for a lot longer than 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
5
never-
gold on me. I have nothing. I have.
Well,
five.
We
my-
can the Alchemist building. We can put her in there.
I think we should clean that place up.
think anyone there.
I want to. You know what? I'm gonna walk over to the alchemist shop.
All right.
Please don't bring me.
I'll declare that I mostly just, if she's not able to come out of her room for those 2 days, leave food at the door. In 2 days, hopefully she can kind of regain her herself, her mind. She's not in the state to really be doing a whole lot of traveling anyways, I don't think. This is just my first option, mostly.
You are welcome to pay for her to stay here, but I do not think it's the best in her interest to be left alone. If you don't know anything about her, and we don't know anything about her either. It's like she doesn't know who she is.
Well,
she could be dangerous.
Regardless of, even if someone's going to be watching her, she still needs a place to sleep.
Very well. Then pay the gold, and once the gold runs out, we will essentially evict her.
Sure. Let me. Again, this is one option I'm exploring. Let me do a little more talking to somebody else, and I'll let you know one way or the other what's going on.
Okay. I'll be here. And she pushes over the flagon of ale towards you. At least this is on the house.
Thank you.
She goes back to cleaning up, as bartenders tend to do.
I'll go back to the table and with Alice and team.
What are the rest of you doing? Eran?
I was just watching this, and I will go over to Teadric and offer to pay. Like, Teadric, I have a bunch of money on me, or a decent amount of gold that I could pay for her time with.
If we decide to go that route, I'll certainly appreciate any help on that. I want to maybe talk to...
So as Eran says that, right in front of Alice, Alice stands up and says, You're leaving me here? Please don't leave me here.
No.
Alice, we can't... I don't want to leave you here alone by any means. But I don't know that it's safe for you to go with us either.
Master Ianros, please don't leave me here. I don't know where I am. I don't know who these people are.
Alice, there is someone here I actually do trust very much, who I believe you can learn to trust as well. And I agree with Teadric. It is not safe for you to come with us.
Roll persuasion check.
Persuasion? Okay.
Yes, please.
Sounds like Ianros and I are on the same page here.
Yeah, there's
in terms of
one
people.
Yeah, there's
Sure.
one person in town that I trust. Persuasion.
Alin.
Hey, at least I'm proficient. 13? I'm not a very charismatic person.
She looks at you and says, "Come with me, please. You were so kind to rescue me, and now you're just leaving me here."
You definitely don't want to go where we're gonna go.
I definitely don't want to stay here without you.
You find a clingy.
Alright. Looks like we're leaving him behind, boy. I'm not there. I'm at this Alchemist shop.
Oh, shit.
Victor's just trying to stare or look. They're just facing forward towards the board. It's like, yep, not getting involved in this one. Last time I fucking talked, everything, what the hell? Not doing it again.
So, you don't remember where you were from, right?
No, well, I'm sure my memory will come sooner or later, but I mean, at least let me stay with you until that comes. I'll give you my necklace if you let me stay.
Your necklace. What does it do?
It's been in my it's
We know that.
Can I get the stats on your family heirloom, please?
No, I just want to know what it does. Like, she obviously has to know.
I mean, it is according to you. I mean, it looks very pretty. It's got some gems in it. It's in a nice.
Teadric told us it was magic, didn't he?
I don't think he did.
Know.
I don't think I said it out loud.
Because if he did, I just love the idea. That was funny.
Yo, what's the stats on those?
That was funny.
What's the
It's
special
pretty
about it?
late
Let him
into
finish.
the
Let
night
him,
now,
yeah, let's
correct?
hear it.
Yeah, it is getting late.
Okay.
Is there something special about it that you would give it up?
I don't know if I can't recall if it is, but it's the only thing I have on me.
Hmm. Do you know what it's worth?
She looks at you like, I believe I just said I don't remember much. But
Alice, we don't want your jewelry. We want you to be safe. Honestly, Ianros, do you have some sort of divine prayer that could maybe hasten this along, or is there some way that Palor can help with this? I don't know any arcane way to help with a memory issue.
Let me look.
as he's doing that, Nazzi, what are you doing over there?
I wanted to, first off, can I get into the alchemy shop, or is it like, did Teadric lock it behind him or whatever when he was done?
Well, that's the apothecary. This is the alchemist.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Yeah, is the alchemist shop? Can I get in it, or?
Yeah. The door's kind of left ajar on its hinges.
Sure.
Teadric's been in there since you guys got back, so.
Sure. I want to look around and like see if it's like habitable. Like we did have to fight that one thing. I want to know if this seems like if it's, is it gross? Does it smell?
Well, I mean, Quickdraw did prestidigitation the back room as best as she could, but you guys didn't remove the body of the ghoul, of the alchemist's wife. You just left it under a sheet, so the sheet is now like sodden and like you kind of like lift it up and it's like sticky and oozy underneath there. It's a pretty bad smell. But that's the bedroom in the back. If you remove the body, theoretically it could be habitable.
Yeah, but like I don't know if it's gonna raise a lot of suspicion if Nazzi just starts dragging a body out of the building.
Nah.
I want to fast forward, like going back to the tavern.
Okay.
Just I want to head back over. I want to go to the group. So I took a look. Our friend who we left in the alchemist shop, she has not sat well, we should say. The place could be used if we wanted to make it a place to stay. We'll need to fix the door and get rid of the body. I whisper that. And obviously clean the sheets, but that's kind of a tertiary concern. But it is habitable. I mean, the place still has its legs. We just need to fix the door and get rid of that body. Because we did kind of break it down when we first went in there.
Yeah, as you came in, you're like, Nazzi's at the door. You look out and, night has fallen.
Yeah. So whatever we're doing with her tonight, we need to decide, and we can... I mean, I don't know how long it'll take. Like it is nighttime. If we want to, I don't know if it's a little easier to get the body out, because we could burn it. I mean, it's just a dead ghoul.
Probably best.
half of us have fire magic. Like, we just need to get it out of the city without a whole lot of attention. In worst case scenario, if we do get caught with it, we show them that it's a ghoul and that we dealt with it.
Well, I mean, we're trusted right here.
No, I know that, but like if they just see us dragging like a shape of a person in a bed sheet, it might.
No,
Yeah.
we cool.
I have an idea to deal with it.
Okay, so can someone come help me with this then?
I'll help.
Okay, let's go deal with the body. Let's go, Wimple.
I want to go with since
Okay, come on.
since we're just not gonna deal with grit.
To answer
Yeah.
your question, Teadric, the answer is no. I do not.
Okay.
Um,
Welcome to the party, guys. Why are the three of us the ones dealing with the body? We're the last three that should be dealing with this body.
No, this will go great.
3 amigos.
Why is the monk, the barbarian, and the druid are gonna go deal with getting rid of a corpse?
All right.
A monk, a druid, or barbarian walk out of a bar.
All right. So as we enter the alchemist shop, is there anyone out in the streets? Like anyone lingering?
Make a perception check.
Oh, that ain't.
while he's doing that, Teadric, I have an idea.
I do it as well since I'm always looking around.
Shit.
It's dark. Don't see anyone.
I have dark vision, you know. I'll just.
So do I, but it
Sure,
doesn't matter.
but dark vision doesn't mean you get to see everything in broad daylight.
Yeah.
I mean,
bad.
that's a
dim
true
light.
statement you speak.
All right, so we need to get this body out of here.
Who has the bag of holding?
Me?
Wait.
I didn't say I had an idea.
No!
Can we fit it?
Hold on. I want to take the things out of it first.
I'm not opposed to an open idea.
Quick Jaw, while in the alchemy shop or whatever it's called, is just gonna slowly start taking things out of the bags. Like, I'm not getting
the dust.
Yeah, everything's like, all right, just don't want none of this to get weird and dirty. All right.
You could just
I don't know.
clean it.
I don't know how this bag works.
No, he means the items.
I just imagine Quickjaw cleaning up like one spot on the floor.
He means cleaning up like the magic items
inside out, so everything comes out, and then putting the body in.
Okay, so once it's empty, let's get the body in the bag, and then with the bed sheets that are all dirty, let's just put the whole thing in there.
Put the body in the bag.
All right.
Can I put some cloth over my mouth and nose and then smell the shit? Or it's not gonna work fully, but like the idea's there.
Come on. We just fought spiders. We're okay.
It smells disgusting.
Yes,
Here, I can do it. You want to go outside?
No, she has the bag.
I can hold it.
No, you're putting the body in the bag.
Wait, what are you doing?
We are the worst criminals ever.
Supervising.
You also, as you empty the bag of holding, you realize that the shoulders of this corpse is probably going to be a little bit too wide for the opening of the bag of holding.
We can deal with that, Wimple.
Okay, hold on. I'm pulling out my warhammer.
I was gonna say cut. I wasn't sure about crushing. I have a sword if you like. Okay.
I'm gonna stand back from Wimple for like a good 10 feet.
He's making
I will
bone
too.
roll.
I will too.
Yeah, it's alchemy. It's just alchemy.
No, hold on. Get the ghoul off the bed. I
give a
dragged the
good
ghoul.
smash
I dragged
on
the
the
ghoul off the
ribcage.
bed.
It's on the
off
floor.
the bed.
It's already on the floor.
Yeah. Okay, Wimple, do your thing.
Just kind of smash right down on the upper chest. Just kind of shatter everything up there.
Make an attack roll.
I specifically hide behind Nazzi just in case.
So gross.
Can I attack recklessly?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
What do you mean reckless?
With great reckless abandon.
We're gonna break
The corpse
floor.
is gonna have advantage on you next turn.
With Storm's Herald.
You're using a legacy item to crush a body.
Yeah, under the weight of Storm's Herald, it comes down right onto the rib cage, the remains of the Alchemist's wives, and basically the limbs pop out in equal directions, and this god awful crunching squish noise comes out from underneath the linen that's on top of the corpse. It is like a squelching, crushing dozens of bugs underfoot, but on a grander scale. And the smell just sort of billows from underneath the bed sheet and fills the entire bedroom. Make a wisdom saving throw to see this massive gore.
A wisdom
think you
saving throw,
understand.
all of us.
I hid behind Nazzi, so I didn't have to see this shit.
Well, who put Quickjaw put the mask on. Quickjaw puts
I'm good.
Quickly, you
Yeah,
put a
pretty
mask on.
much. Like, nope.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
just- nope.
I've seen blood. I've seen some blood. I'm a healer. I've seen this shit.
This
It
shit is
doesn't want to see
stanky.
any of this.
So, Quickdraw, are you wearing that mask?
It's just I was hiding behind Nazzi to not see it.
Okay, fair enough. So Wimple, you do this, and you like the smell and the crushing, like explosive body that is, you're basically eviscerating the corpse. You haven't really done this before, especially with such a brutal instrument, and you immediately retch.
No!
It's just like
We're trying to keep the place clean, Wimple!
it's just like all over the desk, all over the bed. It's like you add his stomach acid smells add to the noxious
quick.
atmosphere in the bedroom of the Alchemist's house.
Quick, y'all, please. Can you clean that, please?
We
I
just
think it
go
would be
like,
that bad.
Hello,
I thought it
housekeeping.
was- I
Please-
thought it was
please
just
clean
gonna
that.
be a quick crunch and it would be good.
Wimple, that was. Okay, just quick, y'all, please do the one spell that you can
Get
do.
it.
Do the
It
one
can
spell
fit
you're
the-
known for.
It can fit in the bag now.
Do the spell that got your ass kicked, please. Just do the spell.
Quick Judge is gonna like lean like to the side to see this. It's like, nope. Starts fucking spamming prestidigitation trying to fix
God.
this mess. It's like, nope.
This
No.
never in my wildest dreams could this go this poorly. I'm gonna start putting the dead body in the bag.
Sure, you grab like
What's
one of
left?
an arm and like
God.
a shattered femur, and like ribs. Like it takes you a while to like scrape all the bones that have been shattered, by Wimple's warhammer. And like you also scoop some of the ichor and the viscera off the floorboards. Like there's like a splattered liver here and some like ruined intestines over on the wall over there. And you,
We had swords, Wimple.
so whilst
Cut it
they
off.
are cleaning up after themselves, what's happening in the tavern?
Teadric, can you spend some time using your magic to learn what you can about Alice's amulet? Maybe what you can discover for it can jog her memory, at least.
Yeah, Alice, if you're willing. Again, we don't want. I don't want to keep it, but we are interested in your necklace. Perhaps there's something about it that I could glean through magic or through just general. If it's an heirloom of sorts, there could be a tie to a town or a family that I'm familiar with. If you're willing to let me borrow it for a few minutes.
She holds on to it. She's make a persuasion check.
And
I kind
as
of
I'm doing that,
want
I'll-
to assist him in this by saying, we want to help you remember who you are, and this is one of our best options. So, anything we can do to help you. So he has advantage on that.
Alright. And as I'm doing it, I'll also just say, like you don't even have to let go of it. Your hand can be on it the whole time.
She nods and says, very well, and she like holds it out. The chain is still around her neck, and it's a very pretty gemstone that she holds out. It's like a blue teardrop, like an inverted teardrop stone, and it's cradled by this very highly polished silverish kind of metal. And it wraps in a somewhat tribal manner, and then right in the middle, being held away from that teardrop stone, is another gemstone, which is like it's a round kind of blue, like a grey rather than a blue, smaller gem that sits out in front of it. The clasp is like a knot of this silver material, and it looks like it's been intricately created by a jeweler of sorts.
Okay. I'll spend. Or I guess first, is there? Okay, there were no telling markings on it. Looking at it.
In what sense, telling markings?
I mean, I guess like a crest isn't the right word, but like some sort of stamp, perhaps. I don't know any part I can see. I know she's holding onto it. It's on her neck, but if there's perhaps like a crafter's crest that might be well known from a certain area, or if there's a family marking of some sort, any engraving or inscription I can see. I mean, it may not be, but
make a investigation check as you like turn over and around.
Nice.
You look at it in like if you had one of those little little microscope eye thingies that like a jeweler has. It would be like similar to that. You're like looking at it very closely, and you notice that the knot of the gem is done in a very specific way. It's less like haphazardly knotted and more like done in a emblem kind of way that is a little difficult to notice just looking at it. And if you weren't looking so closely at it, you would almost miss it.
okay. Does it mean anything to me, or just it is unique?
Roll me history.
Yeah, it's about time.
Ooh.
You haven't really come across the emblem, but it's likely, I guess. You kind of liken it to something because you've not seen this before. You liken it to something like, you know that there are certain houses that have a crest of sorts. You haven't seen this one, but because it does hold a crest, and albeit the crest is secret, you happen to guess to think that it belongs to some sort of house.
Okay. Then I'll just spend the 11 minutes to ritually cast Identify on it.
Okay.
For the remaining.
Aaron, what are you doing? It's roll me a quick perception check, Aaron.
Nope, I'm blind.
It's okay.
Yeah. You are like looking around, and maybe Emyra is like playing her lute and just like looking you over. You're a handsome young chap. She seems quite taken with you, and you catch her eye, and she gives you a wink. And she's strumming her lute gently.
Is that what they call it?
Is she the one at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, I'm saving that for Nazzi.
I hope Aaron just says that out loud, just plainly.
I just whisper it to myself.
I don't think I'll be hearing it today.
Saving that trim. All right. Back to the bloodbath.
Meanwhile, back in the bloodbath, you see.
I don't know what to figure out.
Nope.
I don't know if
At
that's a
some
bigger
point-
facepalm than Teadric asking for dog Nazzi. I don't know which is a bigger facepalm at this
Oh
point.
god! At some point, I do look over to Ianros and I go, "Look, I'm just glad that we sent Nazzi with the two of them to kind of keep everything in line.
Yeah, because Nazzi definitely has it over control. Anyways.
Muscle and brains. He's got this totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I believe so.
God, I hate myself.
Meanwhile, screaming in at the Alchemist house.
Get the body in the bag! Get the body! Okay, I'm stuffing the body in the bag. Is it in? Is the body in?
Oh god!
Yeah, your gloves. I don't know. You wearing gloves? I forget.
No, not
Okay. Okay, so just like the cuffs of your shirt are like all stained with blood. That's like a foul stench blood. And anyone who's helping is just like You have sticky hands, as if you've been handling like meat molasses, and yeah, all of it's as much as you can decipher from within the alchemist's bedroom. You feel like you maybe have gotten most of it. You want to do a quick check?
Yeah. Did I miss any? I don't want to scar Alice if she's over here.
Roll investigation as you look for stuff.
Yes, my strong suit. Oh well.
Apparently it is.
Wow.
Yeah,
+1.
you're like
+1.
you are not sure that you've gotten everything, and you look under the bed and you just see like a jawbone just sitting underneath the bed. There's like it's sort of like rolled and shifted underneath the bed and skidded. Anyone who would have found it is likely to have done some sort of investigation as to why there was a strange jawbone and a blood pool. So you pointed out like you're doing like one last check before leaving a hotel room, and you grab it and you throw it in the bag.
All right. Wimple, Quickjaw, I want you to
Quickjaw's still
Find a place.
presentating. Is that
Yeah,
she's
okay.
not gonna stop till this shit's like sparkling clean.
It's gonna be a minute.
All right, Quickjaw. Okay, I want you to just get this place cleaned up. I'm trusting you two. I look at both of them. Just make sure there's no mess. Try and make it at least somewhat hospitable. I'm going to take this as I hold up the bag of holding to Teadric and Eran and see if they can scorch this.
You're gonna give Aaron the body?
No,
We're
I'm
gonna
have
need
him
that
scorch it.
back.
We'll get the bag
Can
back.
we keep
I just
it?
want to.
We need something to hold the spicy water in.
Yeah, no, we're gonna bring the bag back. We're gonna go out into the woods and we're gonna dump the body and bury it, burn it.
Make sure you clean out the bag.
Oh my god, I'm going to the tavern.
Okay, so he
I
has
just
the
stick
bag.
my head. I have the bag, and I'm gonna stick my head in the tavern. I'm gonna kind of look for the group and kind of just like wave them to the front. I'm gonna wait outside.
Okay.
Just like it.
Seeing him kind of waving, I'll kind of lean over to Aaron. Aaron, can you go see what he needs? Teadric's a little busy at the moment. I don't.
Yeah, they probably need help. I'll go see what's happening.
Thanks, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. We have it. As I hold the bag of holding, we just need to get rid of it. I don't know if the best way is I don't know if you want to bury it or burn it. I don't know. I'm not used to disposing bodies. This is kind of this is new for me.
Well, me neither. I mean, I could probably just burn it to ash.
I don't know. You suck bodies into your freaking knife. You've never gotten rid of a body?
Oh, I might be able to do it.
You're telling me that you can summon tentacles from who knows where, but you don't know a good way to get rid of a corpse? I'm whispering this. Like, we're doing that thing like in a movie where like they're gritted teeth. We're just like whispering. Like,
Got it. It's amazing.
I'm also envisioning a single entrail hanging out.
also, what's
the
funny
end
is
of the
Aaron,
bag.
aren't you like isn't Aaron like 16?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Nazi's in like his 20s, talking to a teenager. Like, you don't know how to get rid of what? Anyway, okay, fine. Well, what should we do?
I think burning it's just the easiest, I guess.
Okay, where are we gonna burn it? We can't do it in the town.
We can go to the cave or something. That's far away. Nobody will see the fire.
We're gonna go all the way back there. In the middle of the night.
Just
We're not going.
say that we're making a camp. I don't know. We can just do it just outside of town.
Okay, fine. God, come with me. I need your fire magic because you're fucking good at burning shit. Let's go. Come on. I wanna follow the kind of the trail, like not go off the road, to where like I'm still within sight of the city, but also far enough to where we're kind of safe distance.
Okay, so further up that way.
Oh, I don't know my map. I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
That's up towards the. It was the head of the police's like house on a hill.
Oh,
it's
no.
that's where
I can see how that might be an issue.
that's basically Emery's house. Who was like his father was like a head of the police, and yeah.
Because everyone forgot that. Fine. I will head down the path back towards the cave.
Sure.
And I want to stay within sight of the city.
Right.
But far enough away to where, you know, it would take someone to be looking for me to notice that I'm here.
I think you're gonna have to go like at least maybe a few more minutes out, because at this point you can see around you there are the foundations of Emyra's and Ianros's fortifications kind of building up around. So
Sure.
if you do it here, it's likely that, you know, any remains may be discovered. So if you want to do, you don't want it to be discovered, what you're doing.
Actually, wait a minute. I have a better idea. I got a better idea.
Please
I got a
don't burn
better
it in
idea.
your father's forge.
Damn it! Damn it! That was my idea. Why not? Fucker! That was exactly. I hate you.
I can't believe it took that long to get there.
That's how you know it was a good idea when the DM just says no.
I can't believe it took you that long to get there.
I mean,
I was here a while ago.
one, your
That's
dad is
really
already
funny.
at the forge, and two, have you ever burned a corpse in a forge that isn't covered?
No,
Yeah, go swimming
that's
then.
the 16-year-old. That's why I was asking the 16-year-old.
Okay, go ahead, do it. Burn it in your dad's forge. Let's see how this goes.
He is daring you now. That's why you know
God,
it's a
I
great
don't-
idea.
What do I do? I have a body in a bag.
So Nazi's
This is
like
not druid stuff.
in the center of the Frasd, and he's like panicking.
I'm holding a purse with a corpse in it, and I just don't know what to do with it.
He's just like panicking in the middle of the center of town. And he's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And
What
it's
do I
like,
do? I'm literally associated with this shit.
you're going back and forth and back and forth.
And I have a 16-year-old next to me telling me he doesn't know what to do either.
So at this point, when
Okay.
by the with all the activity going on outside and just like running back and forth on what we're doing, Alin just like steps his head, opens the door out, because there's like a little bit of commotion, like he's hearing stuff out in the square, and he points out and says, "Hey you, what are you doing out there? Don't you know it's nighttime?"
I look up at the night sky. Yes.
He like takes a couple of steps out of you, like, "Who is that?" He's like rubbing his eyes. He's got like his nightgown on.
We're just trying to figure out where to keep stuff. We have a lot of stuff, and we can't always sleep with it.
Oh, well, we have many safety deposit boxes inside the mayor's house, if you would like to join me in that.
I think we could.
is
we
it
could probably,
secret?
like... Yeah,
Is
it's
it-
a secret.
Private too? I mean, perhaps I can help you out.
No, I think we got it. We might be able to just like bury it or something. I don't know. We'll get it in the morning. Maybe we'll just sleep somewhere where there's space.
Roll a deception check.
You're a sorcerer. You're charismatic. I believe in you.
You better do. You
I
got
believe
this.
in you.
Oh,
Okay.
Not bad.
He like looks over and like looks down his nose. He like tilts his head back and looks down at you. He's like, "Well, best to be inside, young man. There are dangerous things out here. God knows we need Emyra's fortifications yesterday, but nevertheless, be off with you, and do remember, if you need something locked away, there is space here in the mayor's house." And he goes back
All right.
inside.
As he tells a
I'm
16-year-old.
gonna like yell, "Thank you."
He nods back.
That's not creepy. All right, let's just join the others. One of them should know. Teadric.
Finish casting his spell.
You like hiss at Teadric at the doorway of the King and Vine. You're like,
Teadric. This is important.
Kind of look at Nazi like.
The Suitable
kinda
6,
like
episode 22. Disposing of liability.
Oh,
Tying
wait.
up loose ends.
Wait, Nazi, I got an idea.
Oh, you have an idea? What's your idea?
Can we have Wimple just smash it into a liquid, and then I can just
Okay,
make it poof.
I open the bag and show Aaron what's inside.
May-
Wimple,
make-
Wimple has done job with it.
It opens up and like the opening sort of like sticks like it's like wood glue has been around the opening. Like, make a con save.
Both of us or Aaron?
Just Aaron, because like this is freaking.
Oh no!
Yep. There is some vomit in the bag now.
Aaron, are you kidding me? You turned a blood ooze into a milkshake for your knife, and that got you? Are you kidding me?
I'm going.
There's voices in your head, and this is disturbing to you?
In Aaron's defense, it was like really quite like he cleaned up.
That's horrible.
I know, Nazzi's just on edge right now because he's holding a little.
Just hold it there for a second, and I'm gonna cast destroy water on it.
You just turned this corpse from a wet, sticky mess into human jerky.
We are the biggest idiots ever.
Hold on, I like to find you're doing this in front of the open tavern, where Rick can probably see you casting that. He's gonna have an aneurysm.
Because it has like a verbal component to the spell, so you're casting this and like a light flashes from your hands through the door opening, and Alice, who's just sitting opposite the door, is like looking out the doorway, a little like interested in what you're doing, and takes a step and like peers around Teadric's shoulder as he's like holding the door open. What's going on out there? So I hope nothing is dangerous out there. And you like let loose the spell into a bag Nazzi is holding in front of him. What happens within the bag, you don't know until you empty it. But you cast this spell into the bag, and then like you look over to the entrance of the King and Vine, and you just see Teadric and Alice looking at you with wide eyes, like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Okay. First off, this is the best idea we've had. I'm just saying there were worse ideas that have come up.
Timing note: it's been 11 minutes by now, right?
Okay.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Alice. I'm sure it's fine. Why don't you hang out here with the Ianros? I'm gonna step outside and find out what in the world they're doing. In fact, here I will leave Faisal here as well to keep you both company, and he'll just kind of sit in the middle of the table. And I'm gonna walk out and wait for her to step back away from the door and for it to close.
Okay, you do so.
Teadric, have you ever disposed of a body? I'm not kidding. They don't teach you this in. You never learned this from the summer court. This isn't druid stuff.
Okay, wait.
The way I learned bodies die is you leave them in the woods and they turn into dirt.
People, hey, there are windows in the tavern right here. Hold on. Why don't we step somewhere more private real quick?
Okay. Better?
I just like to imagine
I don't
Rick
know.
just staring at the girl through the window.
Can the mayor hear us?
He tried to invite Aaron inside to his room.
You know what? That's weird and creepy. I only have time for one weird and creepy thing at a time. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry. This is the line drawing. The dead body in the bag.
yeah, this is the one I'm dealing with right now. We'll deal with the creepy mayor later.
Let's just come over here, just so he doesn't come outside and yell at
Can't
us.
touch the circle. Fucking big guy's gonna hit us.
Okay, hold
I
on.
don't know what that means.
Do we
Circle
have?
of cat kickassery? This one on the ground?
I wasn't here for that.
Oh, it's right. You
He was
were
unconscious.
asleep. You were asleep, right? I do appreciate
do-
what you did for Emyra, though. That was really nice.
Do we have the body?
As I open it.
Oh, Jesus, thank
Do you
for
empty
that.
it? Oh, right. You know that you're
No, I
emptying
just
it.
open it up. I just
Okay,
open
yeah.
it like.
Yeah, it is sticky as, and it's like smells of vomit and like
Yeah, it's gotten
decomposition.
better. This is what happens when you leave me in charge. It doesn't go well.
Do I owe a saving throw?
No, the reason why I'm not going to get you to do a saving throw is because you decided early on in this campaign to be okay with digging through guts and gore.
That's fair. All right.
Oh, that's right, because you dug through the body bag for that ring.
I'll do anything for magic. So
anyway, yeah. This is what happens when I let Wimple suggest an idea.
Well,
it worked.
There's a lot of things that I think we can learn from this today. But first and foremost, why don't we address the issue? So the remnants of the body are in the bag of holding, correct?
Yes, we need to. Yeah,
Yes.
we need to get rid of the body.
And so, what is our plan of action on disposing of said body? Were we going to burn it? Right?
That's what we're asking you.
We're going to take it out in the woods, dig a hole, try not to cause a wildfire, because I'd appreciate that.
Sure.
And then burn the body. I spent a long time trying to get the trees to grow back. I really would like it if we didn't burn them down again.
This is like fertilizer. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I know, but we need to get rid of this body.
Or it'll grow another ghoul. I don't know how ghouls
So Quick Jaw and Wimple can put their stuff back in here, because Wimple's got like 8 casks of freaking spicy water in the house.
12.
Oh wait, they're just sitting on the shelves. Quick Jaw, please keep an eye. Oh god.
Hey, you know what? We're not there. So.
Oh no.
How about? So remember, I have this this like magical tent that no one can see inside. We could go outskirts of the city. I can cast the hut.
Oh, that works. That's a good idea.
Burn the corpse in the hut.
Let's do it. Let's
go. Let's go.
I believe they call this a hot box.
God damn it, Drew. Why do you do this to me?
He's a druid. You can't blame
He knows. Now, I assume DM, as a note, I just made an assumption in my head. Smoke will pass through the membrane of this thing. I'm not going to literally sort myself out.
We're not going to suffocate ourselves.
Or am I going to find out?
You will find out.
Okay, cool.
Oh my god.
Here's the beauty of it. Here's the beauty of it, though. If the smoke knocks you unconscious, you lose concentration, which would drop the hut, causing the smoke to get out.
It doesn't. It's not a concentration thing.
It's not a concentration?
No, it's a suit. No.
Am I actually just gases?
What I'm expecting to happen.
I can leave.
What I'm fully expecting to happen is you pass the bubble. You start burning the body. The entire thing fills with smoke to the point where, like, as soon as it goes away, you go.
All right, let's just. Whatever. We're gonna go west.
Sure.
It's like a delayed stinking cloud.
Closer to the river.
Okay.
That's our goal. We're gonna once we get a ways from the city, a couple minutes away. I'm gonna dig like a little hole, like a kind of a shallow kind of pit where there's like no grass. It's just kind of loosed up dirt. So it doesn't like light the grass on fire, kind of like a fire pit. Drop your spell first before I empty this crap.
Yeah. Okay. So you've made the fire pit. I made
a fire pit so that we don't light the whole place on fire.
And I mean, it's gonna take 11 minutes to cast. So plus the walking time. But the plan is.
Whilst you do that, I'm just going to a quick pause. Okay, so you're going to do the fire pit with the bubble over it, and then you get inside it, and then you're going to burn it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Back to the tavern. Ianros, you are alone with Alice and, I guess, Faisal. You pick up, as you're sort of trying to reassure Alice that no shady shit is going on outside. And you overhear Hadith telling Grit, somewhat, not too loudly, but with your passive perception, you pick up on it. It's only like 10 foot away, no problem. And they seem to be discussing leaving Frasd because there isn't really much... there's not as much activity as they thought it would be, and their decision to perhaps take the road west because there seems to be more activity or people are heading that way.
They want to go west?
Yep.
That's not suspicious at all. Okay.
Well, you can roll insight if you like.
Yeah, I kind of want to roll insight on that. That gives me weird vibes. Insight. Yeet. 17.
As far as you can like sort of overhear, it doesn't like reference anyone else other than these three, and their plan to make themselves exceptionally wealthy somehow. And after spending a few days within the King and Vine, they picked up on the fact that perhaps there's more activity out west, where they can perhaps make their fortune.
Other than the city of the Renegade Hand, that's like really, really far out west, more than 2 weeks out on foot.
Yeah.
Do I know of any other major settlements that are out that way, such as small towns like Frasd or something slightly larger?
Yeah, there's several.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like you're in the middle of well, Frasd is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But all along the mountain range, which is what the road west would take you through, there are settlements and cities along the road, or off the road. If you are so inclined to make it that way, it's not like it's just a single road leading to the Renegade Hand. It's just the road west.
Right.
And then which eventually goes to the desert, which then the Renegade Hand is on the other side of the desert on the coast.
Okay. All right. Kind of keeping that stuff in the back of my mind. I'm gonna continue to talk with Alice.
Sure.
And I want to ask her. You mentioned you were traveling with someone named Eckhard. What do you remember about him, other than his name?
He was my brother, I believe. It's so difficult to remember. I've been trying to piece together who I am and where I'm meant to be, but the only thing that stood out was his name. And then I saw your face. You remind me of him in some ways.
How so?
It's a little bit.
Well, he is also a half-elf. Aren't you a half-elf?
That is true. I am. What do you remember about him? The way he acted, the way he treated others?
She closed her eyes and with the question, and she looks like she's struggling. And as with her eyes closed, a tear rolls down her cheek. She opens her eyes and says, "I'm trying. There's just, I don't know. I can't." More tears roll down her cheeks as she looks like she's actively trying to remember, because she also wants to leave or get back there, but
I'm gonna
nothing
take her
comes.
hand and hold it for a moment. It will take time to restore your memory. It will not be an easy task, but I know you are up to the challenge. For people like Eckhart are important to you, and remembering those things is of the utmost importance. Take your time. Take it slow. And your memory will come back with time. And maybe if Teadric returns in a reasonably decent amount of time, we'll learn more about your necklace. Which is also very important to you, no?
She clutches it. Yeah, well, I like to think so, but for some reason it's still with me, despite not having anything but rags. Evie comes downstairs from one of the rooms, carrying like a basic garment as she looks over Alice, and like her robe is like tattered and like dirty and
Yeah.
she's sort of like, here, honey, maybe a bit more comfortable in this. She like, you want to come upstairs and try it on? Alice looks at you, Ianros. Like,
I kind of nod at her. Go ahead. I'll be right here.
she nods and she follows Evie upstairs.
I kind of sit at the table and I'm going to look at Faisal.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you tonight, Faisal? I thought so. And I kind of like pat him on the head a little.
Okay, back to the bubble.
Yes, back to the. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt your role play. We have high intelligent gameplay going here that cannot go wrong.
Okay, so you've dug
screwed.
you've dug your little pit, kind of like on the western side behind one of the buildings, perhaps. So not actually actively on the road, and it's been 10 minutes or so, and Liamon's tiny hut pops into existence after the Teadric's ritual is complete. It's like a what color is the outside?
I'm gonna make it match the ground around us as close as possible.
Sure, it's like camo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. And you sort of like walk in. Teadric walks in, and like you follow. You've seen this before. And there's the pit. What do you do?
All
All
right.
right. Dump it
Everyone
out.
stand like on this far away from the center as you can.
I'm gonna
as I-
brace myself for disgustingness.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
put it against. I'm gonna put it against the ground so it doesn't just like have velocity when it falls out and splats. as I turn the bag inside
how
out.
about- Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't we make sure we turn the bag inside out, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just didn't want to hold it like
Yeah.
5 feet off the ground, so it just splats. Like I wanted to hold it kind of low to the ground and turn
Absolutely.
it inside out, so
Okay.
it kind of just clunks on the ground.
So you turn the bag of holding inside out over the pit, and the bones fall out almost like clean. Some bits of meat on them. And as you like continue to turn it inside out, you notice like a dehydrated sort of sticky glue, foul smelling, and like with bits of carrot or stomach lining in it, since it's completely dehydrated. And like sort of fused into the fabric of the inside of the bag of holding.
No.
Teadric, do you know
You ruined it.
prestidigitation?
I do, yeah. I don't know if that's gonna help, but I do.
We gotta try.
Take a
Y'all,
knife and start scraping it off.
Yeah.
you know Quickjaw's gonna be pissed, right?
Kuja
I-
did say for you to
You
clean
know what?
it specifically.
You know what? It's for this freaking woman that you were willing to dump like half our money to buy her a room, and I feel like this was a much better long-term plan.
I don't think, like, it wasn't that expensive, but okay. I mean,
I know,
Yeah,
but now we can
all
get
right.
like okay. You know what? No,
I'm not saying we don't do this. The shop needed to be cleaned one way or the other. I'm not saying we don't do this. All right, so I am.
We have a new place now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I will. God, this is so. I'm just gonna.
Prestidigitation.
All right, I will try prestidigitation on the lining of the bag.
You cast prestidigitation, and it doesn't seem to take effect since it's not technically soiled now. It's more
Yeah.
part of the
So
bag.
technically, so what I'm hearing is this is Aaron's fault for destroying
is it?
water. For
He said it was a
destroying
good
water.
idea.
I'm just.
Wait.
I'm kidding.
Just
No, this is not his fault.
put. We're next to the river. Just go put some water in it in the river. From the river.
Okay, you guys
If
deal with
water-
the body.
If
You
water
guys
took
deal
it
with the
out.
body. You guys deal with the body. I'm gonna go try and clean the bag.
Sure. That's
Well,
yeah.
the worst hygiene. I will
Wimple
walk
and
to the river.
sure. Wimple and Quickjaw, what do you do?
I Wimple's probably drinking. I'm fucking just cleaning this fucking room, top to bottom. I will look behind every desk, every bed, every pillow, and I'm pressed to say all of this shit clean and being nice and tidy as
You've
humanly
had
possible.
plenty of time.
You have had like half an hour to an hour's worth of cleaning, like the most fastidious, I guess, cleaning lady there is, and the bedroom has never looked cleaner. It looks like an Airbnb kind of thing. Like the bed is made and the pillows are fluffed and like all the papers on the desk have been cleared away and like you put out a scented candle.
A couple of them if I could find them.
Sure.
Which I also like with prestidigitation.
Yeah, you light the scented candles and it's like, Wimple's just like having a couple of sips of Evie's Dream in the corner there after his ordeal. And he's just like, yeah, good job. It looks pretty good. The house is clean now.
Yay.
After I eventually clean everything, I'm just going to... I don't know who put it there, but keep it.
Anyways.
After that mess, QuickTime's going to take a nice, relaxing couple of minutes and just lay on the now clean as hell bed. It's like,
all right.
Tired.
You do so.
Sounds like you need some relief.
Nazzi, you're trying to clean the bag in the river, and I'm not sure if you ever tried to clean glue out of a fabric, but it just kind of doesn't really take very well, at least just with the use of water. It's kind of clumpy and sickly, and to be honest, like having dehydrated body parts and vomit stuck with fabric, it's not the most pleasant of experiences.
If I could ask, is it possible to clean it? It would just take a lot more than just me sitting here scrubbing it. Or is it just completely like this? Sure. I want to know if it's like worth giving up on, or okay, I'm not giving up on it. Okay, I'll sit out here all night and take the exhaustion to clean this bag if we need this bag cleaned again, because this is my fault and I screwed this up. But
Victor will fucking slap you if you come back with a vomiting
absolutely your fault.
Okay, roll me a performance check.
Performance?
Is it performance?
Me?
No, I'm trying to think what would be the best.
To clean clean the bag?
Well, to see how well you clean it, because you're gonna be spending the whole night.
It's technically sleight of hand.
Athletics,
in a
maybe?
way. Athletics, yeah, that works too, technically.
Strength face to get the gunk off.
Yeah, probably.
You choose whichever skill you think is you feel that Nazzi would utilize to try and clean the vomit bag.
Can I make the argument that maybe like looking around I would know maybe like what would help, like plants that would help make it smell a little bit better?
Yes, you absolutely can. Roll some nature.
Like nature.
Yeah. You look around for.
Damn it!
Nazzi, roll in chat.
There you go.
Nazzi, roll.
I'm quitting D&D.
You're not in a cave. Stop rolling like it.
So does that mean I can't clean it?
Well, you find a plant that you think is useful.
Sure.
It's the wrong plant in this like light, I suppose. It kind of makes it worse. It's like now like got this sort of leafy, grassy kind of stain and odor to it. That's not helping the situation whatsoever. Like when you tar and chicken feather something, basically it's like that.
Nice.
So
and
you
doing
spend
that all night ruining the bag.
Yeah, you're basically ruining the inside of the bag. You don't actually get very far with it. So I'll leave that. You're doing that for the night. What are the rest of you doing?
I guess I'm just waiting for Teadric
Yeah,
to come back.
I'm learning how quickly this burns and if smoke goes through the dome.
Smoke does not go through the dome since the atmosphere is kept within it.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Oh no.
But they're just bones. It's just bones. There's no actual things to burn.
Oh.
Yeah. So I will just rebury the stuff.
Okay. You do so.
And walk out of the. I go, Aaron, play along.
Oh, okay.
I will rebury it, kind of pat it down, and use prestidigitate, or I will use firebolt to burn like a small patch of grass on it, so there are ashes. And then as I walk out of the dome and it disappears behind me, I'll look at Nazzi at the riverbank and go, "So we're done up here. We got it burned up pretty well and taken care of. You good?"
I'm not responding. Not responding. I am frustratingly scrubbing this fucking bag, making it worse. I will not say anything back.
Okay.
I'm not saying
He's
shit.
like,
I'm taking my exhaustion like a man.
So are you
fucking
staying here
exhaustion.
then? You're good? Are you sure?
Still don't say anything. I'm so mad.
Okay.
So
He's like sort of passive aggressively like grinding some rocks and stuff into the bag, like trying to clean the shit, and everything's going wrong. That could go wrong. It's like, no, this will work. And like, fuck, no, it's not working. Why isn't it? What is in this?
I look at Aaron. I'm like,
It's best to leave him to it. Yeah.
is he safe here?
I'm gonna go tap him on the shoulder and put a light on him.
I
Solid.
have dark vision.
Nevertheless, you are basically
you'll
like
see a little better.
you are now an anglerfish with like the light on your horn.
Shit. I guess, like, do we feel safe leaving him here? Is he okay? I mean, I gotta go back to the inn. I'm not done.
His hometown.
If
Okay.
there's one thing that I've learned, it's don't leave the bubble. And he's not in the bubble right now.
Sure.
The bubble is town, I would say, in this situation.
All right. So you head back.
If you can convince him to come back to town, I gotta go back and finish up back there.
Okay. Nazzi. It doesn't look like it's working, bud.
I don't know if to the DM, since I made the statement that do I need to commit to it now and take the exhaustion because I
Yeah.
did say it.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah. Okay. Then no. Yep. Nope. I'm staying here. That's what's done.
Alright. Good luck. Just, like, scream or something if something happens. I don't know if we'll be able to hear you, though.
I don't say it, but like I'm thinking I will die with this fucking bag. Clean. I will fucking die with this stupid bag for fucking Quick Jaw that she's hardly used.
Okay.
Quick has only used that bag. I don't want to hear.
So you like you leave Nazzi grumbling in the flowing water of the river. He's like,
As soon as I'm in range, I'm gonna tell Faisal to, because I don't know exactly how far away we were, but as soon as I'm in range, I'm gonna have Faisal go and watch, like, find a tree and watch over him and get back to me and let me know if something happens.
sure. So like Ianros is like talking to Faisal in a kind of
Oh god, I forgot.
crazy way. It's like and just like bolts out the door.
I see he kind of wants out, so I open up the door and flies away. I'm like, oh, goodbye. And I sit back down, and now I sit alone. So I pull out my prayer book, and I read my prayer book. As I am now the only member of the Super Six who is still in the tavern.
Yeah.
We're slowly becoming the non-suitable six at this rate.
No, we're straight up.
suitable.
We're straight up the
suitable.
stupid six. We're the stupid six. Like
We're
we
getting a new
crossed it.
name.
There's
We're
no bridge to
rebranding.
cross. We crossed the bridge and then hit it with a mortar strike because there's no going back. we're so dumb.
All
I
right.
will
Anyways.
fucking die in this river with this stupid bag, just so we can give this Alice girl a comfy bed to live in.
Oh god.
This is for her.
yeah.
This is all for her. This random chick we don't even know.
You know,
So I'm whenever I do get back to town, I'm gonna find Ianros again and share with him what I know about the necklace. From
Sure.
my identify, because that happened at some point in all this.
Yeah, it did.
I almost
You
forgot.
finished and then left.
So you identified it as from a magical item perspective. It is a periapat of wound closure, which kind of describes why she was able to survive inside the egg for so long without dying.
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of like an heirloomed peripat. So whilst it was created magically, it was also created by a certain house, which you're not sure of. You just know that it also serves its purpose as a peripat of wound closure.
Yeah, I will let
Okay.
Ianros know that. And Alice, if she
She's upstairs.
comes back down at some point.
Yeah, as Teadric kind of gets back, I explain that she went upstairs to change into some more clean clothing.
Oh, excellent. So, I was gonna say let's have Nazzi talk to his sister about all
sensing a
this,
bot.
but I don't
Sensing
think he's
bots in
coming
this damage.
town tonight.
Oh dear. Okay.
He's
Um.
cleaning. Tell Quickjaw.
Once Alice comes back down, we can talk about what you discovered with the necklace. Cause I believe that her brother Edgar may have given it to her. That might jog her memory in some way.
Sure.
And I know it's late, but we have to at least introduce her to Emyra tonight. I believe would be best.
Well, or
Or would you
could it be
rather-
done in the morning?
Yeah, I think we should have Nazi's permission to do that, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him about it. I'll, if they'll allow it here, I'll just kind of step in a corner booth or something downstairs for the night. I mean, I'd probably I'll doze off or whatever. It won't be comfortable, but she'll have somebody nearby if that's a concern for her.
Sana won't let you sleep downstairs. She'll kick you out if you try and do that, or you buy a room.
It's possible that Quickjaw and Wimple have finished cleaning the Alchemist house.
Oh, that's true. There's that.
That way we can all stay there and watch over her the night at least. Because I can promise you I'm not leaving her alone right now. Not at least until the very last moment.
Sure. Yeah, a couple. I mean, there's not a ton of room over there, but a couple of us could stay there, I think, and everybody else back at Nazi's. That's gonna be weird. He's not here. Can we stay at Nazi's when he's not here?
Yeah, we've done it before. Might as well.
Yeah, we'll
You've
just
always
walk
stayed
in and.
Well, you stayed around
tell
there for like 3 days. I mean, it's not even been, and you haven't missed a night yet. I mean, you left the Breda residence this morning.
Oh yeah, I'm just
no, you
thinking
didn't.
if Nazi's not there.
No, you spent
is
a
he gonna
day
be like
by the
the
riverside with Venathia, and then you came back. So it's been 1 day since you have last slept there. So it's not going to be unusual for you to go back there if you want to do that. And as you're
think-
deliberating this, Evie comes back downstairs alone, and she looks over to you, Ianros, and says, "Poor thing, she was so exhausted. She's just like, she tried on the dress and then she sat down on the bed up there and just passed out."
Is she fine up there?
She's asleep.
She's
That's
sleeping.
what matters.
Sleep. So at the very least, we should pay for tonight's room, and then worry about the rest tomorrow.
I'm sure you can square that up with Santa. She walks into the back.
You will. To the DM. What I want to do is I kind of want to spend an hour taking a short rest. That way I can kind of use some of my hit die, heal up a little bit. But I am staying awake the entire night, writing in my prayer journal, and I am not leaving until Alice wakes up.
Sure.
And and obviously that's going to take a point of exhaustion, but I'm willing to take it.
You already have a point of exhaustion, right?
No, I don't. I slept got a full night's rest in the bubble.
Right, you did. Yep. So that was So it's been 2 nights, sorry, since you left Frasd, because you did the flight and then you came back.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. You can do that. You can stay up,
Okay.
reading, and as long as you keep nursing your drink into the wee hours of the morning. Anyone
I'll
know?
roll a couple hit die to heal up. Ooh.
Your hit dice are D4 for some reason. I don't think that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
You just change your hit die and then change it back, because when they did the update, they broke everybody's hit die.
Okay.
You got to re-roll those.
Yeah, I know I will. I don't know why they're showing up as D4s. Give me a minute, I'll fix that. You can.
Well, 20 updated at some point, changed everyone's hit dice to D4s for some reason.
I'll drop the 2 gold for for the room for the night, and then leave Ianros here, and I'll go. If the Alchemist shop is clean, I'll stay there. If not, I'll head to Nazzi.
Yeah, it's clean.
Not
It's You come in and Quickjaw is like looking very proud of herself about the work that she's done. Yeah, it's pretty pleasant. You can stay there if you want. You were there, like studying one night, so it's familiar territory. You're welcome to stay there. There's only one bed, which is a double bed. Quickjaw's kind of on it at the moment, but you can.
Quickjaw, this place looks better than ever.
I helped.
No, you didn't.
Congratulations nonetheless.
I made the body smaller.
Yeah, you did.
I wouldn't count. There's such a mess.
I'm good. Wow.
Sorry.
God bless you, Emyra. So I'm going to. I'll just set up my bedroll over here at the foot of the bed.
It's everywhere.
You've done a wonderful job. Enjoy the bed, Quickjaw. I'm going to hang out down here at the foot and get some sleep.
I haven't actually slept on a bed before. I normally just kind of sat on the floor.
Well, give it a try.
On the roof.
See how you like it.
It's kind of nice.
Can I fit under the bed?
No, it's too low.
Is there anywhere else to sleep besides the floor in here?
There's the shop front. So half of the building is the shop, and then the back half is the bedroom. And the bedroom's it's got like a sink and like a little stove and stuff in there.
Yeah. Guys, I think I'm just going to go back to Nazi's house so I could sleep normally.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I'll see you guys in the morning.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
I will try to go into Nazi's house.
Sure. You go in and you see Ericus. He's like it's the forge. Like he's got like stacks of these long swords to the side of him, like they're resting in a rack. They look exquisitely made, like the blades are all super straight and shining. He's putting a lot of heart and soul into them. And he's like sweating. His white shirt is like stained. He seems like he has this fire within him that you've not seen before. And the place is tidy for a change.
As I walk by him to go back to the bed that I slept in for a long time, I'm just going to say, Nazi's down by the river. I don't really know when he's going to get back. But I'm just going to sleep in here if it's okay with you.
By the river? But it's night out. That can't be good.
Yeah, he's strong enough. He'll take care of himself. He insisted he didn't want to come with. He didn't want to come back. He's trying to clean something.
Oh, well. He healed Emyra, so it's not like he can't handle himself. I'm sure he'll yell if he gets into trouble.
Hopefully we can hear him. He is
I
kinda
like
far away.
I like your spirit. If we can hear him.
Good night to you. Good night to you, sir.
Good night, young one. He goes back to like clanging the steel.
All right, I'm going room over.
All right. Anyone else who's doing anything tonight? Cool. So, yeah, you all.
Noticed something.
Yeah.
The grass is slowly turning red. I don't think it was like that before on the map, unless I've just been not noticing it.
You're right. It has been turning red, but that's because the corruption is coming through.
Oh.
So, Nazzi, you spend the remaining hours of the night by the riverbed, scrubbing and trying to pick out all this crap of this bag. You don't do so well, and it frustrates you further. And you find the sunrise comes. You're already in the river, so you like sort of aggressively like scoop up some water from the river and just like throw it onto your head to make your crown continue to work, your circlet. But you're not in a good mood this morning. And everyone else is super chipper. Well, Jan Rossi's just been like, you've had a quiet evening. About halfway, a few more hours into the night, Hadif, Grit, and Emyra, they all go upstairs to their rooms, content with the talks that they've had. And you're alone with your thoughts.
As I'm kind of like reading through my prayer book, writing stuff down, taking different notes, gonna kind of stop for a second and think about Alice and what I could do to help her while still being able to reach the objective me and everyone else has set. And as I kind of slowly think about it, I look at the holy symbol of Paylor that I have wrapped around my wrist.
Hmm.
I have to do something. Doing nothing doesn't get me anywhere. Kind of nod to myself. I have to do something. And then I go back to reading my book for the rest of the night.
Okay. Sunrise comes, and sunlight comes downstairs early in the morning. Alice comes downstairs shortly after that. It's just at the point of dawn that smokers cockerel like crows through the streets like which kind of like stirs you a little bit from your reading and meditation.
As I see Alice come down, I'll wave to her and nod.
She looks nice. She's wearing a green dress, long dress and robe. It's layered, looks comfortable, and will keep her warm. And her hair is like nicely combed out, like she washed. So as you look at her, she is at least not covered in dirt and grime. You find her, I mean, she is quite attractive. at least in this light. She smiles at you and says, Master Ianros, don't tell me you have not slept. I can see the darker circles around your eyes.
Don't worry about me. What matters is that you've rested, which it looks like you have.
I'm sorry I did not come back down. I was so tired.
No, that is perfectly fine. You needed your rest. Teadric finally got back to me about your necklace. He's probably asleep himself at the moment, but I can at least fill you in with what he told me. Your necklace does have some magical properties. It's called a parapet wound closure, I believe is what Teadric called it. From what I understand, it helps heal wounds after you receive them, at least to an extent. Possibly this is what allowed you to survive so long in the forest. Did Eckhard give that to you? Do you remember?
My memory isn't better this morning. Everything is so hazy. I had some flashes of images in my dreams, but it's like they elude me one step into the fog.
What were those images you saw during your dreams? At least what you can piece together.
It's hard to explain. I'm not sure. My dreams, they were more flashes of things and colors and feelings, and I was scared.
Dreams
But
are vague. But
I was not always scared, but this thing was following me, and I didn't know what it was. I just felt scared, and something was chasing me. And then darkness. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry at all. Dreams are strange things. Sometimes they remind us of the past. Sometimes they show us what we fear the most, what we want the most. They're cryptic, but with time and proper thoughts, they can reveal things about us. Do not force yourself to remember to where you feel you are struggling. Remember to take your time. Now, with it being morning, I think I could try and introduce you to someone here in town I trust very much. As I kind of stand up from the table, kind of stretch for a moment. Would you like to come with me? As I kind of hold out my hand.
Yeah, she takes your hand.
Okay. I'll walk out. Teadric's awake. I'll wave at Teadric.
Hey, Teadric in the square. Yeah. Faisal didn't squawk at you or anything.
That's good. I'll have him come back to me then.
As I see Faisal come back and land on Teadric's shoulder, I'll be like, Faisal is quite talkative. Did you know that?
Is he?
Yes, he is. I told Alice what you were able to find out about her necklace. I'm also thinking that we can try to take this time to introduce her to Emyra.
Yeah, that'd probably be good.
Excellent. Let's head that way.
Agreed.
Nazzi, you're done in the lake. You feel like this is futile effort. Quickjaw's probably going to be pissed, but you're done trying.
You seem sleepy. But I'm pretty sleepy too, so that's fine.
Quick Jaw.
Joe's just like, probably for the first time, sleeping in because they have a comfy bed for once. They've always just sat there, sleep, curled up or some shit, or on the roof. This is their first time, like, in a bed.
You slept in a bed in the monastery. It's been since then.
She still just sat there and meditated as a
Okay.
monk would. It's just like, it was a monk tradition type deal. It's not like it wasn't there. It was like she worked her ass off cleaning this room and she wanted to enjoy the works of her labors type of deal, type of
Alright.
thing.
Sure.
It's strange, but the draw is strange.
The place looks wonderful. You two did an excellent job.
Wimple
thank-
just drank. I'll say as a yawn awake.
I
Well-
cleaned the inside of the water skin.
You all did spectacularly. Exactly what I asked of you. And I could not be more happy for your efforts, but I was not able to fulfill my end. The body's been taken care of, but there was a cost. Not to say that it's a permanent cost, but for the time being, and I will pull out the bag of holding and I will set it on the desk. Yeah.
Does it look visibly just terrible?
Yeah, it's inside out.
It's not good.
It's like soggy.
It's possible to be cleaned, but I am not the one to do it. So, I cannot expect to ask for your forgiveness because that is my fault. This was my terrible idea, and you all did everything correctly. Reducing the body, cleaning the place. Teadric and Ianros did the burning of it. I came short.
Well, let's try again.
You're more than
Better
welcome to
get-
try. I've gotten 0 sleep, and I don't want to look at that bag because I might lose it if I take another look at that stupid bag. So, in Quickjaw, I cannot expect to ask for your forgiveness when I've ruined something that was probably a very rare chance of us getting, but I am sorry.
You know what? It's fine. It's just instead of me carrying it with all the stuff, is you could do this now.
Yeah,
The trend of the
It's
But-
ugly. You can carry it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have a
it's
sensitive
still-
nose.
It still functions as a bag. It can still carry stuff. It's just a bit of an eyesore, and anything we put in there is probably going to have to be cleaned when it comes out. I cannot promise it is the safest for carrying consumable items, such as
Evie
a
stream.
certain- yeah. I was getting
They
there. I
are
was
safely
getting there.
contained.
You are more than welcome to try Wimple, but I will not apologize for what happens if that goes wrong, because that's your fault at that point, because I warned you. We can
All
put
I
the
was
drift
really
globe
carrying
the
in it
dust.
was Wimple's
Spicy water.
spicy water and
I gathered
other
that.
stuff.
I've
Most of
been
it
awake
wasn't
for the
my
last
stuff.
8 hours. I've been awake for the last 8 hours knowing that, Quickjaw. Sitting in a river, rubbing dirty leaves on a blood and vomit soaked bag, and that vomit was no one in this room's vomit. So trust me, and I've had time to think on my thoughts. I don't need to be reminded about what the cost of it is. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm going to go and try not to go break my own fist on a tree. And I need
Yeah,
to
but I have a
drink.
question.
What's your question, Quickjaw?
Why dirty leaves?
I don't answer. I leave. What is it, like 10 a.m.? I need a drink.
No, it's like 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Even better. It's perfect.
I didn't stutter. I didn't stutter.
It's a breakfast beer.
Fine, I'll go back to my house. God, I'm just.
He's getting a mimosa. That's
as soon as I like round this corner and see Teadric and Ianros, I just kind of like rub my eyes with like my thumb and my middle finger, as I'm just like, oh god.
Oh, Nazzi. Actually, I'm glad we found you. Before we go in here, 2 things.
Yes.
One, Alice, of course, wants, the comfort of somebody who she can trust. And I think Ianros and I are kind of on the same page on this one. Perhaps if we could introduce her to Emyra, they could kind of connect in that way, and Emyra could help keep an eye on her, make her feel a little more at home or comforted.
Sure.
Just kind of watch over in some capacity, perhaps.
Sure. Sure.
The other thing was, did you try spicy water?
I'm walking past Teadric, I put my hand on the door, I turn towards Teadric like with a slow swing in my neck, and I just look at him with this, are you really gonna do this here?
On the bag, like, to remove...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear spicy water, and I don't want to hear about the bag. The bag.
I thought Quick Draw made you take it because she said you're using this now.
I know. I don't want to think about it. I know I'm holding it. I understand that I'm holding it. I don't want to think about it. It's like a zit. It's like a zit. It's like a bad zit, and I know it's there. I don't want to acknowledge it.
I could just imagine Nazzi doesn't even have like the bag over his shoulder or anything. He just has it by the strap.
I'm holding it. No, I'm holding it. No, I'm holding it like in a fist, like you hold like you hold like a bad test, like you just get crumpled in your hand. Like I'm just like.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like a little kid dragging the on the ground.
Teadric, I will hold the bag out to him. You are welcome to try spicy water. If I hear spicy water or I hear about this bag one more time, I'm throwing it in the river.
You know what? I'd be happy to hold on to that for you.
Thank you. I will introduce her to Emyra. Wait outside. I'll be right back. And I'll go inside the house and I will go look for Emyra.
Ianros, you've got this. I'm gonna go so he doesn't beat me up when he comes back.
Emyra.
Oh, okay. Best of luck. And he's gone.
Oh, my fucking head. Emyra.
What? It's too early.
Do not.
Get the fuck out of here, Nazzi.
Emyra. I have been awake all night. And I've been told somebody wants to meet you.
I'm not ready to meet someone. Go away.
You just be outside in a few minutes. For the love of God, dude, fine. Just be outside when you're done. Oh my God. I can't right now. She'll be outside in a few minutes. She's just Nazi's gonna go sit like on the fountain, not falling asleep, but like sitting on the fountain, like head buried in his hip palms, like just kind of like rubbing a headache. Just oh god.
Watching Nazzi walk away, frustrated and tired. I'm gonna say, well, I don't believe he had a good night.
Shut up! Wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry. Shut up!
Is he always like this?
Not usually. Usually he's in a better mood. I think he was like me and didn't get much sleep last night. But he'll be better.
Mm.
And I will wait for Emyra to be ready.
Okay. Eran, as you stir, you hear in the room next door, or like adjoining, a hell of a lot of profanity from Emyra's bedroom. She is not a morning person.
I think that's clear.
Nazzi is a morning
Like-
person when he actually gets his motherfucking sleep.
He's like sighing, like, oh, God damn it, Nancy. Oh, God. Oh. It's like,
I
it's like
will-
slamming doors and like getting dressed, like,
This is like
Okay.
a bath, like siblings fighting over the bathroom.
Assuming that my door's closed, I'm just gonna like stay in my room until I hear her walk by and then follow her out.
she is not trying to be subtle about the opening and closing of doors. She is not in a good mood. But you know, she dresses. It's like about half an hour of like passive aggressive sort of tantrums.
I said 5 minutes. What the fuck's Emyra?
Yeah, Emyra needs to get ready. Emyra gets ready when she gets ready.
From personal experience, this is the way it happens. This is what it is. You say 5 minutes, it actually means 30.
Oh my god, Teadric. That fucking quote. The hard yikes from me, dog.
Y'all, real life though, okay? Anyways.
I know. I have siblings.
Emyra like walks out of her bedroom, like throws the door open, and it just like some of the like clay pots on shelves sort of like teeter over and fall down on the ground and break, and she's like, "Oh, another thing I have to fucking deal with."
Fucking here. You know what?
Like,
I will fucking no. I'm walking back. I'm gonna finally use this fucking item that I've never actually fucking used. I'm going back and I want to cast. Can I use my cloak of mending that I've never used to repair the pot?
You don't know it's been repaired.
I
Get back,
want to fucking use this cloak.
get back, you.
The cloak, damn
Back
it.
to the fountain, you.
I've had this cloak since
Enough of your
F1. I've
metagaming.
I
Sounds like you
got
could
my
have used the
vest.
cloak of mending on
I've
the
never
bag of
used
holding.
it.
So Emyra like leaves the house, and she walks out, and you know she's standing right there. And she has a frown on her face as she stomps out the door of the blacksmith, and she sees you standing there with Alice, and her frown sort of like lessens a little as she sees you. You've been working together for a few days now. It's like, Ianros, it's a pleasure to see you.
Good morning.
What can I do for you today?
I would like your help with something. Emyra, this is Alice. Alice, this is Emyra.
Okay. Alice?
Recently, when we were out in the woods nearby, we were able to find and save Alice, and with where we are going, I don't want to put her in any danger, and with her memory loss, I would like to ask if you would be able to take care of her. And as I'm kind of saying this, there's like a little bit of hesitation in my voice with saying it. Like, Ianros isn't like thinking this is the best idea anymore.
Oh,
Not that-
okay. So
Ianros
you're not putting much behind it. Like you're saying the words, but they're not convincing. Is that basically what you're doing?
Yeah, more like Ianros is doubting what he's actually saying and what like his initial plan of, oh yeah, Emyra should be able to take care of Alice. Like, no, I don't think she's the best one to take care of her. Not that Emyra's like, oh, it's morning. No, it's just in general, basically.
Better watch what you say to my sister boy.
Shush!
So,
You're not here.
so like she looks over at Alice and looks back at you and says, Ianros, as much as I like your company, I really don't think that it's a good idea for me to be also a wet nurse whilst I rebuild this whole fucking town.
and kind of with that, I kind of raised my hand for a second, and no, and I believe you're right. Honestly, I'm sorry for disturbing you so early in the morning. And I'll turn
It's
to
okay.
Alice.
If you see my brother, tell him next time he wakes me up, he better have fucking coffee.
I'll kind of chuckle, and I'm like, I'll be sure to pass on the message.
Very well. I'll be on the southern fortifications today. If you need me, I'll be there. Goodbye. She heads down south.
I'll turn to Alice. Sorry for the rather not good first impression of Emyra. She's actually a fairly nice person, but I don't think in the mornings.
Yes, mornings are difficult for some, it seems.
That's two good first impressions of the Braiders for Alice.
More importantly, I know it might be more dangerous, but I believe it actually is best if you stay with us.
She smiles, and her face brightens up when you say that, and she gives you a big old hug and says, "Oh, thank you, Ianros. I knew you'd see the light." That makes me so happy. I will stay by your side. I'll try not to get in the way.
Do not worry. I'm just trying to help. Now let's go ahead and get back with everyone else. As I kind of turn and notice Aaron kind of standing in the door like, oh shit, Myra was mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Aaron tiptoes out of the braider.
Is one girl not enough for you, asshole? My sister's not enough? You have to fucking get... You need more than that? Excuse me, boy!
Ianros is like a massive playboy back in Grave.
I'm fucking square up.
I'm not.
You're supposed to be a cleric. Devout to one.
Cleric of
Jocks.
love.
Am I right?
Devout to the pussy.
Every woman in town just all of a sudden becomes really interested in Paylor.
So that's how he spread your religion. I knew it.
Dude, it's amazing.
He's
Ianros
not
is in
just
town
for religion.
He's in town for a week, and all of a sudden everyone's converted. It's amazing. It's crazy.
Come back.
Ianros'
No new
middle
druids.
name.
No new druids. Just saying. Just all
Come
clerics.
back a couple of years, there's a bunch of little Yanroses
Yeah.
running around.
Anyways, expediting that.
The rest of the party.
So you all meet up in the square. There is, as you're like sort of regrouping, Hadith and Emyra and Grit exit out of the King and Vine. Their like bags are packed, and they look like they're wearing travelers' clothes. Emyra is not nearly wearing anything revealing. She looks kind of different. Rather than being in her performance clothes, she is actually in some practical wear that covers her body. It gives the illusion that she isn't all that pretty. Like it's not like a burqa or anything, but you get the same sort of thing. They look like they're packing up their wagon. Grit doing most of the heavy lifting and throwing some barrels and some sacks onto Hadith's wagon. And
I kind of want to wait.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So Hadith looks over to you all and it's like, "Good morning, my friends! Isn't it wonderful in Frasd this fine morning?" And it's like clouds and it's dark. And it's like, "It's beautiful, isn't it?"
Good morning, Hadith.
Master Ianros. Pleasure. What are you doing out here so early?
Planning on heading out ourselves as well. Teadric, could you come over here for a moment?
Of course.
Before we head out on our way, Is it within budget perhaps to buy some food and rations for the road?
Oh, well, that would depend on the price, Hadif.
Well, everything has a price.
Of course, of course.
What can I interest you in this fine morning?
Mainly just food and rations for long travel. We have a long journey ahead of us.
I'm sorry, but I'm not a innkeeper. I sell actual things of worth. If you want to buy breakfast and such, please head into the inn. I'm sure they'll be very happy to see you. Yes, but anything else I can perhaps help you with?
Hadif, you don't have travel rations for the adventuring type, for those that have to make long journeys? I mean, that is indeed valuable to those who are making the journey.
Just because I'm not selling them to you does not mean we do not have them.
I see. Well, thank you, Hadif, and I wish you safe travels. As I kind of turn back to Teadric. We might be able to pick some things up from the tavern here before we go.
Well,
there will probably be other cities and towns along our way that we can stop at, if necessary, of course. But
sure.
we won't
Well,
be
the
able to spend
plan,
much time there.
Never
the
mind,
plan
if you
was
do this,
always
I
to
can
pick
do
up stuff on the way, anyways. I think in the forest and such. But Hadif, if I may, y'all are leaving town.
Yes, things are getting a little quieter here. We thought there will be more activity, what with all the monster hunters deciding to come here, but it seems like they too are a little bit disappointed. So we are heading west because we hear there is much more drama over there, and drama, it gives good prices.
This guy might be the smartest person in the town.
I mean, you know, I've heard similar. What if, however, you're familiar with Evie's Dream, right?
Oh yes, it's
Sure,
quite
we've had it,
delicious.
yeah.
That's genius. I see
Now-
this is going to continue.
We are under a certain deal to go out and spread the good news of this quite exquisite drink. Now, don't you want to be here when those people show up and get drunk? And have coin and loose pockets?
Make a persuasion check.
Teadric, you're a genius. I didn't think of this.
Yeah.
So-
I'm smart. I don't say it well.
Be that as it may, we need coin now, and we cannot wait for people to come to us. So maybe we will check in a little bit later on to see how things are going, if this is what you are intending to do. But maybe you can join up with us as we head west and spread this good news. I'm sure Grit will appreciate the assistance in any protection that you can perhaps offer.
I think we have our own problems right now that we have to deal with. We might see you in the future, though.
Yes, if we do indeed meet up on the road, then by all means let us do so with friendly intent. And may I just say, some of the things I've heard from West are not as amicable as this town. So be wary, friend.
I'm sure Grit will be able to keep us safe no matter the obstacle. Now, if you wouldn't be so kind as to step aside, Grit will be pulling the cart now. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
Wait, he's pulling. Oh shit! Okay, I'll step out.
He's a big dude, yeah.
It's
All
like
right, yeah,
he
for sure.
grabs it with like one massive hand. He's still like holding his great sword over one shoulder, and he pulls it like if he's like pulling a puppy on a lead, like it's no big deal. And he's like, it just rumbles along.
None of us
I
saw
look at-
horses here. None of us saw horses when we saw this cart.
Yep.
No one asked. No one said anything. We just kind of accepted it.
I know, but like I look at him doing that, and then I look at Quickjaw, who I know is okay now, and I'm like, what? You had
You-
Right.
You know my
You could have
pain.
died.
yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So
This is the guy you almost ratted out.
So they head out of town, dragging the cart. No big deal. And Emyra even jumps in the back of the cart, and like Grit doesn't even get phased. It is quite the show of strength, and one can perhaps assume that just merely seeing such a spectacle is enough to keep any sort of weaker highwaymen off their backs, because damn.
Right.
Damn. Okay.
So, where they're going?
They're heading west.
Well, no, I'm just asking the party in character.
Oh. I believe he said he was heading west. Same direction we're going, I suppose.
Yes. Which reminds me, we need to stop by the mayor's office and let him know we're going south.
Yes. Before we do so, though, just like to let you all know, after some deliberation, I believe it is best that Alice travels with us for the time being. I will look after her, and
Huh?
yes, you heard me correctly.
Excuse me.
I do not believe leaving her here is in her best
Ianros,
interest.
can I talk to you in the alchemy shop? Just you and me.
Of course.
Like right now.
Just-
Like
Okay.
like right now.
I go so, and I
Like-
just move this.
Can you help me in the kitchen, dear?
And
and-
I go in
I shut the door, kind of delicately.
as I kind of lean up
Okay.
against the desk. I
Look
know
around.
we're heading
Look
on
around. Look around. It's really clean, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
This place it's fucking spotless. Wimple and Quickjaw worked very hard to get this place clean. I spent all night in a fucking river
No.
cleaning.
I spent the time cleaning it.
Quickjaw,
Wimple
get out of
drank.
here.
You're not there.
Doesn't you're not
Your,
that.
I
your
walked
point-
over to
your
follow
point's
you.
made. Okay, Quickjaw worked her ass off to clean this place. I spent all night in a fucking river cleaning Quickjaw's bag of holding to hold Wimple's spicy water. I'm exhausted. I'm tired, and I'm a little bit irritable right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit upset. My sister's being nasty with me, but that's normal. And now you're telling me all of that work just so you can bring her with us.
Nazzi. The one person who I think would have been able to take care of her is your sister, and I don't believe actually it is best.
And you
And
couldn't
leaving
have
him-
suggested this idea last night.
Well, considering the fact I reached the decision a couple hours ago, I would have told you sooner. But
Okay. Okay. Well, now I take the. Does Teadric still have the bag of holding?
yep.
Okay. Teadric is now holding a vomit-stained, bloody bag that's basically worthless for holding Wimple's advertising investment. Quickjaw did all that work to clean this place up. I am freaking exhausted, and all of that because a hunch.
Yes. And now, seeing that that hunch was wrong. I
What I'm
apologize.
saying
And
is
I-
not that we can't bring her with us. I just want you to know
Nazzi,
that certain efforts, as I'm kind of just seething a little bit, feel a little unappreciated when I am actually gonna fucking lose it for this
look
girl
Nazzi-
that we just met yesterday.
I looked Nazzi square in the eyes. Nazzi, I'm sorry. And I know that is not enough to make it up to you, so I will continue to go out of my way to make it up to you.
Okay, fine. Fine. She comes with us.
And
What
I'll
can
hold
she
on to
do?
the bag
What can
of
she
holding as
do?
well.
I don't care about. I'll hold the vomit bag. That's my fault. I couldn't
No.
clean it. That's not the point. The point is we did all of this so she would not be in harm's way. That we could keep her safe here. I'm not saying that we can't protect her, but can she protect herself?
Honestly,
Because at the end of the day, we have to protect each other. Every day I'm healing Quickjaw or healing Eran. What happens when she gets hurt? What happens when you get hurt and you can't protect her? Can she do for us what you and I and Quickjaw, because we're the ones in the room, are doing for each other? We don't know this girl.
I don't know. However, there is more to her than I believe meets the eye. And one of the things I'll be doing as I look after her is helping restore her memory. With it, I believe she'll be able to more protect herself as well. That way, she can stand on her own 2 feet. Nazi, I understand your
We
frustration.
did all of this to protect her. I'm all for keeping her safe. I don't want her getting hurt either.
Alone?
In a
Honestly,
city with Emyra, Emyra will protect her. What was wrong with that plan?
Emyra's honestly too busy doing everything else in the city as well.
And you're not too busy trying to save the entire country?
Your point is made, Nazi, but my decision still stands. I have to do something, Nazi. And leaving her behind is the exact opposite of what I stand for. I failed with 3. I refuse to fail again.
Oh yeah, that reminds
As I
me.
walk out
Oh, alright.
and return to Alice.
Oh my god.
Well,
I'm not leaving the house yet. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let them do their deliberation. I'm sitting on the bed I'm gonna think about this for a second. I'll let them talk.
Yes,
how about you take a nap? It's a nice bed.
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Quickjaw. I'm a little upset. I'm a little tired. I just need to think. I'm sorry.
Is everything alright, Ianros?
Oh, everything's alright. You have no need to worry.
Then, shall we begin our journey?
Yes, I believe so, but I think Teadric wanted to say a farewell to the mayor first. As I kind of look over towards Teadric, kind of standing on the doorstep.
I probably could have done that while y'all were inside the house talking.
Yeah, we can do
Okay,
it.
yeah, we could say that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll step inside. I'll just kind of knock on the door and try and get inside and talk to him. Or if he comes out, I don't know, whatever. But
Well, I mean, it's early as, you know. So he
Yeah.
you hear the shuffling on the inside, so fumbling with some keys. The lock turns in the large oak double doors to the mayor's office or mayor's house. And he's like wearing that nightgown that Eran and Nazzi saw the night before. It's like his hair is all disheveled and his beard is kind of all wispy and like a bit all over the place. He yawns and said, "Yes, oh, Master Teadric, it's early. What can I do for you?"
yes, I do apologize for the hour, but we are well, we're getting ready to head out. And I told you before we left town for an extended period that we would stop by and let you know.
It's a shame that we'll be losing you. Where are you headed?
Oh, we're gonna, I think, head south. Perhaps stop off in Grafe, see what the situation is there. If there are others that maybe need refuge, perhaps we can bolster this town send them this way, or help out in some other way. But we believe that's the best help that we can give.
Roll some deception.
Yeah, I was gonna try and
Big
think of a way to say how do I get advantage, but I don't think I have any way to do that. So this is just gonna be.
You
I
got
don't
it.
Yeah, I
want
don't.
to,
I'm
so
like,
I can't help
you don't know what I'm doing.
His
But all right,
advantage
so
is that he's sleepy. That's what you do. He's sleepy. That way.
yeah, he's sleepy. That's not.
Roll the
I
dice.
thought That's what you were saying.
Roll the dice.
Yikes.
I'm average. fine.
He like rubs his eyes. Okay. Well, we'll be here. I'm sure. Emyra will do what she does best, and well, make sure you stop by again sometime. You've done a lot of good since you've been here.
Speaking of good, one last thing we did before yesterday was clean out the old Alchemist shop. I know there's no one to take its place yet, but if there is another shopkeep, I tried to get Hadif to stay in town, but he wasn't having it. But if there's another business that needs a place to start, there's one.
What was wrong with the Alchemist shop? I thought
You
it was
hadn't
just no. I mean, we don't have a habit of breaking into people's houses here. Try to keep the peace and all that. So,
Well, it wasn't so much a matter of breaking as it was there was horrible smell and noise. Surely someone noticed it at some point.
Haven't heard of anyone complaining yet. But then, it doesn't smell good here in the best of times.
Oh, that's fair. There was a creature inside, and
A creature? What kind of creature?
something to do with the corruption. I think hard to explain.
The what?
The thing happening to the ground around you.
That's just the turning of the seasons. Teadric, I thought a man of your stature would know the seasons.
The thing with sure.
It's like Teadric is trying to explain that the world isn't flat to somebody.
This is... God, I want to say something so bad.
Well, will you be back in time for, winter? Do you think?
Do I know how far away winter is?
Well, you're kind of out of sorts because, the climate is a little bit different than what you're used to, due to the nature of the corruption. So you're not quite sure if you're at the in the middle of spring or you're at the end of summer. But it's kind of like that cool, temperate kind of period in the year.
Okay. Well, hard to say.
Well, if you're heading to Grafe, would you be so kind as to carry something for me?
Yeah. What is it? Parcel of some sort, I assume.
It's merely a small package and a letter. I do have some family relations down there, and I just thought I'd better check up on them. He rushes back into the house. I'll be one moment.
Yes, of course.
The door closes. He rushes away from the door. It's like a minute or two, and he comes back and opens the door. And it's like a small brown parcel, like a envelope shape, a little bit thicker. It's not very heavy, but it's like there's like a letter in there, and perhaps something else in there. It's all sealed, and it's got a wax emblem of the town of Frasd, sealing the package. Be sure to take this to the mayor of Grafe. As soon as you'll see the seal, he'll let you right in.
Oh, is Is the mayor your relative?
No.
Oh, okay.
Teacher just assumes all mayors know each other.
he said he has family in town. Like,
I know.
all mayors know each other.
They know each other, but he's not a family.
I
There's a
know.
national mayor society.
It's like
I'm
it's
tripping on Teadric.
it's the next town over. It's like
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, but-
sure, absolutely. I'd be happy to take it.
much obliged. Well, if that'll be everything, I just have to gather my thoughts and get on with the day. So I bid you a fond farewell and good luck on your journey.
Yes, thank you.
Good day. The door shuts.
I'm gonna walk up to Teadric. I'm here for the bag.
Well, I have an idea for that, so I'll hang on to it for now. If you don't,
Nah,
I'll hang on to it.
At this point, it's more of a principle.
Well, all right, but I do suggest you try just maybe a dab of that spicy water to clean it. Just if you're wanting to make a.
I will try the spicy water.
Uh,
I'll also use it to clean the bag.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Important to
Roll a con save as you take a sip.
I'm adding this to my inventory. Very nasty bag of holding.
yeah.
Okay, I gotta remove that from my inventory now.
Wait, are you taking a shot right now, Nazzi?
Actually, no. I'm changing its name. It's now bag of molding.
Are
If you put the spicy water back in, it's 120 pounds of it.
Okay.
That is a lot of liquor. What the heck?
That's what I said when Wimple
It's like
took it. That's
18
what I said when Wimple
gallons.
took it. That's what I said when Wimple took it. This is way too much, but you know.
That's 18 gallons.
It's
Don't question it. It's spicy water. Chug.
Oh my
Anyway.
god.
Are you drinking it, Nazzi, or not?
I'm not drinking all of it. I'm gonna clean it later. We have things to do. I'm already
it's a
like
business expense.
I'm so tired.
Okay. So you're done in Frasd for the time being. Is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe we start hitting this.
Yeah, as soon as we leave town, I'm going to cast Mage Armor, and then I'm going to ask everybody if I can cast Detect Magic ritually on this letter. And tell them what I got.
Okay, keep that in mind. But
Yeah, just
Yeah,
as
for-
whenever we leave. That's the
yeah,
thing I want to do.
for future reference, you cast it, and there's no you don't get any auras of magical auras from the parcel.
Cool.
But you head out once more from the village of Frasd with the intention of heading due west.
Yeah.
Yup.
Okay.
Hi ho. Top to the road.
So, like, it is a long way to where the Renegade's hand lie. Venathia did say it would take 2 weeks to get to the border of the desert, which is that's by foot. And there are towns and such along the way, but I would like to know your intentions of what you intend to do on this journey. Do you intend to stay on the road? Do you intend to be hidden as much as possible? What's your plan of action for this travel?
Well, at least from my perspective, staying on the road would keep us not only on track but also moving at a faster pace than if we were trying to stay off the road and like stealthy and the like.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think at least for the first while, I mean, we've got a while before we actually hit the desert, right? Like, I think for that leg, for sure, road travel.
Okay.
Is my I don't know what anyone else thinks, but that's kind of my thought is road travel, and then we can, any of the small like way station type towns, we can stop, rest there for real or anything like that. Supply up and such. But looking for with Aaron's help, actual, other like maybe some game or some berries or whatever things that we can eat also and keep with us along the way to keep down that cost. That was always part of the plan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then once we hit the desert, we'll have to be more careful in a lot of angles. But
yeah, as I would say, as we get closer to the desert, it would probably be good to like look for a town or something where we can actually stock up. Water is not as much of an issue because we have the alchemy jug, but food definitely will be.
I can grow food.
There is that, so we have that route. But also having just some extra stocked up would be helpful as well.
Well, can't go bad.
That's all.
Well, I mean,
Well, sounds like we have our plan.
that is a plan. So, I mean, I'm merely getting the gist of what you will be doing, because that determines one, the pace that you're going to. Are you trying to when you come to a city or a town as you're heading west, the priority being getting to the edge of the desert? Are you just doing a duck in and out of towns, like it's no pleasantries, just like purely functional, like you're just passing through kind of thing? Or are you planning to spend the night in inns and taverns, or are you just more happy to camp out under the stars?
I would say purely functional, because
I
we
think
have Teadric's bubble, so
yeah. I would say only if the timing's right on it. Like if we reach a town when it's time to camp, like sure, let's camp. But if it's like midday and we could go further, then let's go further because we can always alarm and bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. So I think I'm going to stop the session early.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because there's plenty of things that I can prepare for this. And ultimately, I didn't know exactly what you wanted to do. And whilst I could theoretically, attempt to roll the things on the fly, that's not the service I've really been giving you for the time that we've been playing. There are a bunch of towns along the way. Just going to bring up the map here.
Yes.
And there will be encounters and such. So I'm just going to bring up. Hold on. Where's the map?
I can't wait to rage when someone denies my deal.
An aggressive salesman.
You're not buying this?
Wimple? You know what, Wimple? If it comes to that, I'll join you and I'll turn into a bear with you.
I'm happy I got
Immediately
some backup.
rages.
Wimple, you and I
Immediately
are-
reckless attack.
To make it up to you how I may have made this a lot more difficult for you for your deal, I will back you up because of how much I fucked this up.
Well,
And the best part is, when you're a bear, I can talk to you.
Yeah, you can, and I'll totally understand. That way, you're now a
Actually?
bear whisperer.
I
You're now
can
a bear
talk
whisperer.
to you, and no, I'll understand what you're saying. I can speak to animals.
Oh, you can?
Oh, that's
I
cool.
can.
yeah, it's a ritual cast.
Yeah, it'll take me a second, but
What the setup?
I
It's called
can.
setup. Yeah. Yeah, there's setup. There's always setup. Anyways, that was a
So-
fun session.
So
Except for the fucking bag.
you'll come across at the end of the road heading west is a town of Theli, and going further beyond the town of Theli is like hard going. There's no actual real pathway there. You have to like go over plains and just cross country. So you have about a week's worth of road travel, and then about another week's worth of overland, which there may be like small hermitage that you may come across, but nothing significant. And then you'll reach the edge of the desert. And this is kind of like still staying south of the mountain range, but by and large, as you're heading out of Frasd, and you're taking your time here. It's going to be a long journey. Not all of the road is wide. Some of it is footpath-like. And as you head down a very picturesque kind of forest trail, there's like it's a little overgrown, like it hasn't been kept up. Like maybe the local council hasn't really been available. But it's still really picturesque. And I'll just leave you with an image of the trail west.
Oh, also, real quick, guys, as a party, so should we commit mail fraud?
Absolutely.
Wait, Teadric, why do you have...
Wimple is not familiar with this concept, but absolutely.
What's
Wait,
mail
wait,
fraud?
what?
Me as a
What'd you say?
person is not fucking.
Should
showing what
we-
this is.
Should I open this letter from the mayor?
No.
No.
I'm like
Yes.
half asleep right now, and I can tell you that that's a fucking terrible idea.
Yes,
Only if you can put it back together like it didn't open.
I want to know what it says.
You mean like use mending?
No, and I don't trust it. No, because he's gonna be like, all right, you mend like the seal, and then we turn it in. And it's like, oh, but like there's a crease in it, and they notice it. I'm like, I don't trust it. I don't. Adrian has me terrified as a DM, and I don't fucking trust this shit. I'm not putting us in any more of a disadvantageous situation than we already are. I'm not, but
We've got some time. I have an idea. On the road, I just would have asked y'all, like, hey, I got this weird letter thing. I told him we're going south. He said not, passed off in grave. He said I've got family down there, and then he
We're
said,
going west.
give it to the mayor. Yeah, I
That
know.
was
We didn't tell him.
well, part of
Yeah.
love.
Are you you're heading west out of Frasd, right? You're not heading south out of Frasd?
Yeah.
No, we're heading west.
Yeah.
And you're doing this like openly?
Well, I mean, we had to-
You're not trying to slink out of town, you're just like heading out of town?
We just so happened to go into west.
We can
with-
we can leave through the southern part of the city and then just wrap around through other roads, take a longer path. Just leave. I think what happens, walking directly west out of the city is a red flag when we claim we're going south.
Yeah.
So we would probably leave through the southern exit of the city.
Okay, so you're on the path south, which is perfect because it matches the trail as well, going through the forest. Down towards Tally's Inn, which is the crossroads that every single one of you knows because you passed through it on the way either to Frasd or have known about it if you are from Frasd. So it is the crossroads that most caravans go through. It is a very popular inn. It's like one of the most well-known inns in Northern Dragonsfields. So that's where we will pick up next session.
Cool.
We
Nice.
will see our boy again.
Hey DM, since I keep forgetting and I'm not writing it because I don't write it down and I'm stupid for this. Which direction is Quickdraw from? Because I keep not writing this down and it's bugging the shit out of me.
You put that in. what
It's
are the
in the
channels?
campaign resources.
Did you? Because I keep forgetting and it's bugging me every time.
It's in campaign resources.
Campaign resources. Is it?
Yeah, it should be.
Is it where?
It's the last
Yeah,
one.
you're the furthest
Most
away.
recent map. Yeah, most recent thing posted.
Oh, oh, I didn't even know. Oh, I'm
Oh, I
fucking.
didn't
I'm
notice
definitely
those
from
dots either.
bumfuck nowhere.
Oh, I didn't even notice those either.
Yep,
Oh,
you're
the
out there.
Temple of the Oh, I didn't even know you gave it a name. That's neat. Yeah, I am.
Okay,
Your
so
turn.
we'll park it here from the stream, guys. For those who've been watching, thanks very much. Catch you next week.